away from, passing them up. They still have 4 members alive. The edge of zone, however, as 1 million has wrapped around down south and causing some trouble for the Nova team. Nova's still in the superior position to win out this fight, but Jimmy gets confirmed. That is unfortunate.
There's Alpha 7 shots coming through, as well as I believe either from Skylights Gaming or Inco potentially. I think I spotted some shots coming in, maybe even Bacon Time, but 1 million now having the tides turned on them just a little bit. 2 players remain, Marshall and Senke down the hill. 3 players for Nova, as Jimmy, as you said, did get flushed. That was taken away by Alpha 7. Marshall, position known, and Mythics finds a cheeky little angle onto Order. Brings 1 million into a 2 versus 2 here, with Paraboy super low as well. Alpha 7.
2 versus 2 for now.
Alpha 7 coming in up the hill.
Yeah, 2 versus 2 for now. It's about to be a 3v2v2 with Alpha 7 coming in for the third party. Surely Nova knows when they got third party there, Alpha 7 is going to be looking to push. They got a confirmation onto Alpha 7. They know how aggressive Alpha 7 is, and Nova should have backed off already. Alpha 7 is going to come in and swoop up these 1 million points instead.
Just about missing that spray over onto Marshall. Looks for a heal. Frozen on the ball with the AKM. Is that Iron Sights as well? Able to nail those shots.
Oh, and gets the revive too.
Looks to drop down for the revive onto Order. Can he stick it? Marshall, Senke, both looking to revive as well.
This is a 3-way dance that we have going on here. Paraboy with the great nade. Can they finish out 1 million though? They do. And now they have 1 knocked out of Alpha 7. This could be huge. Paraboy's on the top side with a great supporting sightline angle. Order and Frozen pushing in from the low ground. All of a sudden, Nova somehow turned this around onto the backs of Alpha 7, and 1 million already eliminated.
And it could not be a worse time for it. Alpha 7, 4th place. They were on that chase. They were looking good to be able to step off this fight if they were able to close it down with Nova. Can they find that final opening? Paraboy does get spotted. Carrillo takes him down through the gap in the rock. Is there an answer for it? Order and Frozen were given the respite to go for those heals. They did manage to get a lot done. Mafioso and Carrillo for Alpha 7, the remaining duo for the squad, fighting off against Order and Frozen. Push over the hillside. Order leads the charge. Frozen is there for the haymaker swing out wide. And up the top rope, they're not quite finding those openings. Frozen goes low. Order still going in though. Carrillo taken out, but Frozen knocked. Order last, Mafioso trading. Carrillo's down! And it's Nova to keep themselves alive. That's the opening they were looking for. Alpha 7 are eliminated. And now it's Nova's time from the south side. Can they regroup as 3 and push on up north? Happy about that. 7 eliminations, 4 players alive, playing on that west side of the circle. This, again, is a chance for Godlike Stalwart to jump up a little bit further against HVVP.
Same for Vampire, though. They've been on this north side the whole time, just playing quiet, waiting for the right time to strike, and given the circles, they're 4 strong coming in from a dominant position. So this could be a huge game for Nova, Vampire, and Stalwarts Esports. Once again, 3+ teams, and USG Donuts if they can finish off this Skylights Gaming push. They're up to 6 eliminations already, looking to push into that survival bracket. Nova looking strong. Frozen with the Mini 14. We saw him using the Mini 14 close range. That's how little left that Nova have to work with after holding that spot for so long, but it works out for them now as these are long-range engagements. That's a huge knock onto Ravenclaw. He will not be able to get revived. That hurts the 4-man team of Vampire heavily.
As USG eliminated, Paraboy managed to thread the needle on the shot through the window. Order under pressure, sure, on the hillside. Was that a
sniper?
Was that a K9?
Yeah, he has
I think it was a K9 in the hands of Order, yeah. He's going to be looking to rip some heads off shoulders there. Nova have been playing on the outside of Los Leones for so long. They should have been able to get a bit of a resupply as well off the crates from Alpha 7.
Molly from way up high gets the hit in. But the circle does force Nova off the mountaintop. I think that's why we saw Order getting very close. No, they could stay in the circle 1 more, but they are going to need to come off at some point. They might leave 1 player up here for support as Order tries to thread the needle. Does not go in. Now Stalwarts Esports, they have 4. They need to push, and they're looking at the side of Inco.
Inco, once again, in this deep, in this late. 3 eliminations short, but this is great for the bottom of the tables as well. You're talking about those average point scoring abilities for the teams towards the bottom, so getting these 5th place finishes guaranteed, a couple of eliminations might be all it takes, but they are now under pressure from godlike Stalwart with a backline of Nova taking shots their way whenever they can. Paraboy's just lighting up the battlefield. The good news is they're also looking at godlike Stalwart on this push.
Yeah. And they have the zone here. Godlike has to push into the open, so there will be casualties no matter what. And Order threads the needle, by the way, from up high.
Wow.
Gets the finish. That gives them the low ground. That gives them the ridge line, too. Look at that giant ridge line that they could use for the next circle. Nova, all of a sudden, in a very, very dominant position, even if they lose that high ground. Yeah, just like I predicted, they send 2 down. They leave Paraboy up top for the oversight, and well done. Gets another point for the side of Nova.
Nova are absolutely on a warpath today. I mean, it feels like this is so refreshed, so revitalized coming through from the Chinese roster that has left us wanting over the last 2 days. A high frag game over on Erangel, now coming into Miramar. I think they're up to 12 eliminations on this one so far. Yep, there we go, looking for more as Order lines up action, knocks him down. Top looking for this res, keeping them at 3, that's the goal. Like Stalwart, Scry to Paraboy up the top rope, but Scry gets flushed out immediately.
Oh, and more eliminations.
Inco spotted, moving through 14 eliminations now. They are just punching hard, and nobody can stomach it. It is all-out warfare. Nova burning down the competition.
Give me another one. I think the last 6 knocks, maybe even 7, were all done by Nova here. They are looking so... Unfrozen's got the MG3. Inco will pick up 1, though. And, of course, now we're down to the last 2. 3 versus 2, Stalwarts versus Nova.
4th place 5 elims is good, but Paraboy just finds top somehow. A sliver steps out and immediately is capitalized on. Order rushes forwards, in with the UMP. Once the spray around the side goes down, but it's not going to matter because you step out into the open and you get ripped apart. It is Nova dominating on Miramar with an excellent performance. Alpha 7 thought they could do it. You got another thing coming.
Man, I expected a bigger celebration, but capabilities of being able to fight back. New circle right on to the likes of Nova. This could get tricky for them as multiple teams will be looking their way now.
I mean, this is a chance for Nova to jump up. This is a chance for godlike Stalwart. Currently, godlike Stalwart only that 1 point behind. They just need another elimination to draw level, and they lose. And HVVP lose the tiebreaker. They've only had 1 chicken dinner this tournament. Godlike Stalwart looking to push in. Nova looking to push in as well. Fireflux down to 1, unlikely that they can take that push. But Vampire with 3 eliminations on the north side. They also have a little bit of potential, as you say.
Nova has readjusted to this new zone, but still playing split as always. It seems like Nova just understand the map dynamics so well and just understanding other teams, what they could get away with in terms of playing split. Evo's taking the fight with godlike Stalwarts. One of them is knocked. That nade might knock a player or at least do some massive damage. Microboy tosses it. Will he get it? No, throws it towards the wrong tree. Lapart is down. Only 2 of Evo's is up. Stalwarts Esports can get the full reset and then take the fight to Evos once again and eliminate them here with numbers advantage.
That is an if, though. They have to make sure that they can execute on this. And such a tentative position, especially with Nova still alive. You do not want to be losing out and dropping down to that 3rd place. Although potentially it's even HVVP that drops down to 3rd after this game.
Oh yeah, imagine. Yeah, Nova's in a great spot to get a lot of points. Stalwarts only need, like you said, or Stalwarts actually did pass them up.
They've done it.
Yeah, with the tiebreaker and chicken dinner. Nova can't lose Jimmy here, though. Lutz, if he goes for this, he can get the confirmation point as well pretty easily. But with the circle being so centered on them, I think he's going to do that a little bit later and pick up some more placement points first just by surviving.
Fireflux seem to always have just a lone survivor going on, and it's keeping them in the top of the tables, to be fair. I mean, come on. As if Nova weren't having a good enough day already. Look at that circle.
So the Northwest is their weak point right now. Vampire have an isolated push. All the other teams have to fight each other on the way in. Hopefully Nova is able to recognize that with the way the circle shifted. It could get dicey, though. That hilltop, just one little slip up, one little, angle that you're not cautious of from distance because everybody's looking your way and the whole defense can fall apart.
Bacon time, 2 knocks. Down 1 want to try and move over that way. Bring it home, but 1 knock will stick over towards Bacon time. Damage being found, nades being thrown on in at the moment. Down 1 have the inside trap, but Forrest gets knocked to a nice nade being thrown back in from Bacon time. They've been sticking this res the whole time. The shots aren't quite landing. Hang on a minute, there's something going on the bottom left of my screen as well as Godlike Stalwart taking on Evos will be able to pick it up, and with that they are fully in the lead now. HVVP have been dethroned. 5 eliminations on the cards. They should be able to look for that res, but they're right on the outside. We'll have to move up the east ridge.
Yeah, just like that, because Evos was taken out, Nova have to worry about an isolated team on the east pushing in and Vampire now on the northwest. So Nova gets the zones, but it's going to be difficult for them for multiple teams pushing in. And Stalwarts Esports, they're going to pick up more eliminations from down the sightlines onto 1 million. 7 eliminations now for Godlike Stalwarts.
Nova are taking shots, though, as Jimmy finally gets a sightline onto Godlike Stalwart on the east side of the circle. Down 1 still embroiled on this southwest edge. Lutz is just keeping his head down. So close to Jimmy for so long. Jimmy's been taking shots. Lutz is just vibing on the tree. Godlike Stalwart are going to push straight past this, and Lutz is going to go down if Jimmy doesn't hold off Godlike Stalwart.
There's a chance Lutz might actually pop up, take Jimmy, confirm the point, and then go out. This is going to be really tricky. Lutz looks over this way. No, neither team knows of Lutz's position, and gets found out.
They have to take a back seat. Down 1 going hell for leather against Bacon time right now. Both teams towards the middle of the tables, and it's bloody all over.
Wow.
Down 1 just with Fabian left. A nade over the top. That could be beautiful. It's got to take down noise on the back. Brings Ormstyle very, very low. Ice is low as well. Another cook. Is it good? It goes a little bit long and will not find the damage. Fabian falls, and Down 1 will once more take the knee. Shirty is down, but they're on the edge of the circle. They might just have the cover to go for a res. Godlike Stalwart, potential to go down to Nova here. They've been on a warpath so far, and it might just be a little bit too much. The DBS shots ringing out. Top in the grass will be the final one to fall, and it's only Frozen who's answered towards. You do Alliance as well.
Oh my god.
Over a run for the money, and it's 8 eliminations, just like that. Lickety split, only Vampire to deal with.
Nova looking so good, but Vampire has 4. They need to get a revive onto Frozen still. Bacon Style down to 1, so they can't stall off Vampire for that much longer. And Vampire, they know they're 4 up. They just heard the giant fight that Nova had. They're going to try and push this advantage. Pairboy needs to get an opening knock to slow things down so Frozen can get a revive. He doesn't just get an opening knock, he gets 2!
Both Fluke and Schweppes fall. Ravenclaw and Stoned active for Vampire right now. It looks like they are going to leave Stoned back. Look for some reses. Paraboy in the meantime. Moving over to deal with Bacon time. No first aid, so we'll just be relying on this gun skill here. Has a bandage though. Might top himself a little bit up on the health bars. Stoned being allowed to get these reses. Stim is there. Alm style for Bacon time. Crawling up to the rock now, as Paraboy will be his marshal to keep control of him. He goes down. It's so unfortunate for Nova's position. Ormstyle, can he get taken out? He can. Vampire, in the meantime, get back up to 4.
Yeah, Nova didn't do the push because they have the position. They know the circle's going in on them on the high ground, but with Paraboy going down, things could change. 1 down for Vampire, though. The order goes down, however, 2v3 situation, John.
Jimmy from down low and Frozen on the off angle. Can Jimmy hold it out? 1 falls to his barrel. The next is up is Schweppes. Fluke jumps over from the top rope.
Oh my god, Jimmy!
Up for Nova to keep them in the top. They will hold the top of the mountain and they will lay claim to the tables, because with that, Nova should be able to jump up. Vampire with a big game there as well might be in contest even for that 3rd spot against HVVP.
Order. We saw Glitter, right? Inco go out a little bit early there in that one. But let's take a look at the overall rankings and...
Woo!
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
You know what? We'll be able to see what happened with Inco in a second, because we got to talk about the fact that 3 games in a row Nova decides to dominate, and now they're back. They are at the top where everybody kind of assumed they would be. They're above Godlike Stalwart, who's still holding on to that 2nd place 7, because it's HVVP that drops down into 3rd, followed very closely by Vampire after that performance.
Remember earlier that when I told you that HBP could slightly just slide down to 4th place? It's looking that way if they're not going to be able to wake up. And Inco Gaming, I mean, currently with the 7-point lead, you do see Evil's Reborn, you do see 1 million. Donuts USG had a chance to make that gap a little bit closer and get themselves in contention there. They weren't able to really do that. I am going to be looking forward to seeing what Inco Gaming is going to be doing in this upcoming